Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be doing the lesson for this hour, and we will be going over education vocabulary. So, if you're a teacher and you want to talk about school, that's great. We've all been students in school, so we can talk about the different school systems around the world. I find this very fascinating because so many schools are so different. I've heard from one of our students here in Verbling that in China, the students are 70 people in a class, and here in the States, they're smaller, and the Finnish school district is different. And so this should be a fun class because we will talk about different countries that we know of. So hello again, Carlos. And Leonardo, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. And where are you from, Leonardo?
I'm from Mexico City.
Mexico. Okay, so we have both of you are from Mexico so far. Excellent.
Okay.
All right. And all right. And so what part of your Mexico City? So Mexico City, it's midnight right now, correct?
Yes, it's
okay.
No, it's 11.
Oh, it's 11. Okay. Well, do you guys change times during the summer?
Yes.
You do that.
I don't remember. I think it's the last Sunday.
Yeah, it's next Sunday, I think, or something. But the U.S. already changed, so the rest of the world has not, and it's kind of what? Okay. Oh, that's right. So, all right. And Carlos, can you speak? Okay, I saw you kind of. You're muting and unmuting. I think you're having problems with that. If you have the ability to mute, Carlos, if you have the ability to mute on your headset, I would suggest you do that instead of muting in the classroom. Because it looks like there's a problem there. So
yeah.
That's hello. Okay, are you there? And then muting again. It keeps muting him. So Leonardo, have you been taking classes on Verbling for a long time?
No, it's my first day.
Oh, third day. Okay.
No,
awesome.
My first day is today.
Your first day today. Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll just to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Holly, and I teach normally in the late evenings during this time. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll teach earlier or in the afternoon, but usually around this time because I think I'm a night owl. I'm from Idaho in the U.S., and so now we're in the Idaho,
okay.
which is it's up in the mountain region, up just north of Utah and Colorado.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and so we right now it's the same time zone as you, but then you guys will change it. I have been teaching English since 1994. I started in South Korea, and I was put in a classroom and with absolutely no training, and that was an interesting year. So I've been teaching English since 1994. I started teaching online in 2006. I've taught in South Korea, Finland, and then online all over the world. I started here in Verbling in September. So, it's nice to meet you, Leonardo.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, and my favorite topic. Oh, I gotta show you guys this. Everybody else in the class has seen this. My favorite topic is my dog. Oops.
This is your dog.
This is my dog. So, yeah, that's my dog. And he's sometimes he'll make noise, and that's why I like to tell people about him. But he is, what is it? He was born in Hungary, and he was raised in Finland until he was 6, and then he came to the United States. And so he's an international dog, and when I get mad at him, I speak to him in Finnish, not in English. So English is not his first language. So it's
like a beer.
lot of people say he looks like a koala bear. So anyway, hello Anton, welcome. And again, and
Again.
Salvatore, good morning.
Hi, Harry. Good morning. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, what time is it? It's in Italy. It's very early, isn't it? 6 or 7?
6 a.m. teacher.
Wow, I rarely see you this early, so that's great. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, teacher.
Yes, it's great. All right, so this is awesome. We have Russia, Mexico, and Italy in the U.S. And then I've lived in Korea and Finland, so we can compare a lot of different education systems. So this should be a fun class. So what we're going to do is go over vocabulary words, the difference between the UK and the US, and this kind of just go over vocabulary, education phrases, and then discuss education. So we'll talk about maybe your past. Did you like school? What did you not like about it? Things like that. So let's first of all start with some vocabulary. Here we have, it says look at the types of schools and match them to the people on the right. So we have secondary school, primary school, nursery school, university, private school, and middle school. All right, so Anton, why don't you start, and could you read letter A and match that to one of them
Letter A.
on the right hand side?
Okay. A 20-year-old student, a professor. It is a university for.
Perfect. So university is what is matched here. Excellent. Carlos, could you read letter B?
Yes, a 15-year-old pupil. Pupil, I don't know the pronunciation.
We say pupil.
Pupil.
Yeah.
A math teacher, a headmaster. I don't know, middle school?
And actually, it's secondary school.
Yes.
Secondary school is what that one would be. And this is in American English, we would say it very different. We would say in B, we would say a 15-year-old student, a math teacher, and a principal. So that is the difference between an American English and British English. So we don't use the S right here, and then a completely different word. All right. So Leonardo, could you read letter C?
5 years old pupil, a teacher.
And we say pupil.
Pupil.
Okay. What would that be?
5 years old. I think is primary school. No.
This is British, so bear with me. Let me check. Yeah, you're correct. It's primary school. We'll be going over the difference between UK and US, and you guys will see why it's sometimes I forget. Okay. And Salvatore, could you do letter D?
A 10-year-old child is middle school.
Middle school, yeah. And it's interesting. And it's interesting, in American English, a 10-year-old child would not be in middle school. So
no, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. So, Anton, could you read letter E?
3-year-old child. It's a nursery.
Nursery school, yes. Nursery school. Okay, and then letter F, Carlos.
Parents who paid for their children's educations. Private school.
Private school. Perfect.
I have a question, Holly.
Yes.
It's not a question. Can you order the school for what? I don't know. Nursery is the first one. Then the primary.
Okay,
I
let's
don't
put
know
this
the
in
order.
order. Okay, so we start with nursery school. Okay, so that's a first, and then kids go to primary school. Okay, then they go to middle school. Then they go to secondary school. And then they go to university. University. And then, of course, they have a private school, which is just a tuition-based school. This is British English. In American English, it would be this way. Preschool, elementary school, it would be a middle school, depending on the school district, or it would be junior high school. And then high school, and then college or university. So this is American English and this is British English. And that's the way it goes. In some school districts, middle school starts with at about age 11. You go 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And some schools district junior high school is 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. So it just really depends on the school and also on the state in American English. So is that what you were asking, Carlos? Does that make more sense?
Thank you, Holly. Yes.
You're welcome. All right, so let's make sentences about your family, like in the example. My little cousin goes to primary school. So, Anton, can you choose one of these sentences, one of these words? And you can use American English as well. And say something about a family member.
About a family member. Okay. My little brother went to preschool, then he was in elementary school, and now he finished middle school.
Cool. Okay. All right. Carlos, can you talk about one of your family members?
Yes. My brother spent a lot of time in elementary school.
Your brother does?
Not really. I just made it up.
Okay, I was gonna say, is he a teacher or? Okay, so your brother spends a lot of time in elementary school. Okay, that's a good sentence, and that's all we're looking for. You do not have to be truthful in English class. So, Leonardo.
Okay, with the middle school?
Anything, anything. Just say.
My niece
Uh-huh.
study the university.
Okay, my niece studies at university. What does she study?
She studied the anthropology.
Anthropology. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And Salvatore, can you say something?
In British English or American English, teacher?
Your choice. Your choice.
Okay. Okay. My cousin this year starts to go to the high school in Milan.
In Milan. Yeah. Oh, it starts to going to high school in Milan. Um, and how old is, and your cousin is 14, 15?
15.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Okay. Now let's go on to this. Let's match the British English words on the left to the American English words on the right. So we've kind of gone over this already. A couple of them are kind of different, and we'll talk about that as well. So we've got, on British English, we've got secondary school, primary school, nursery school, university, middle school. And here they have college, daycare, elementary school, high school, and junior high school. So Anton, can you choose one of these and match them? Anton, okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. I just thought I thought I had gone
College
offline.
and university.
Excuse me? College and university, yes. Okay. College and university. Perfect. And Carlos.
Yes. Just a second. Elementary school and primary school.
Yes. Elementary school and primary school. Leonardo.
Secondary school to high school.
Mm-hmm. High school. Perfect. Okay. And Salvatore.
Middle school, junior high school.
Middle school and junior high school. Perfect. 5 and E. And then, of course, we have nursery school being daycare. And it's funny because up when I wrote this list up here, I hesitated. Should I also introduce daycare? So, but there is a difference between daycare and preschool. And there's also a difference between university and college. So university is definitely used in American English. So let's go over that. Daycare in the U.S., daycare is for 0 to 9 years old, where preschool is for 4 to 5 year olds, or really 3 to 5 year olds, and they learn the basics of reading. And daycare is more a kind of babysitting. So that's why it's 0 to 9, because some kids after school, they will, instead of taking the bus home, they take the bus to the daycare center, and then their parents pick them up at the daycare center. So small children, they'll have a baby room, and they'll have different rooms for each level of children. So that's daycare, which I would not consider that part of school, actually. Well, preschool is where they learn the basics of reading. A lot of times, a daycare center will have a preschool in it, and then they try to they'll teach the children the basics of reading, and then they'll also be part of the daycare. So, any questions about that?
No.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same worldwide, really. And we also have, and I forgot about this word, in American English we have kindergarten. And that's actually, oh, I spelled that wrong. Kindergarten. And that's actually basically 5 to 6 years old. 5 to 6 year olds, and that's when they actually learn to read. They then they start first grade. And then also in this, college is for basically it's a bachelor level, and university is BA, MA, or MS, and PhD, MBA, all the different things, JD. So the difference between a college and a university is a university has more levels. You have the initial degree at both schools. Sometimes, like I went to college, and the first year when I graduated college was the first year they actually switched over to a university. Does that make sense? Yes, no?
What'd you say?
Do you understand what I mean, the difference between college and university in the US?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense, Anton? So we
Yes.
still have university. We just we use college and university as synonyms a lot of times in American English. So, all right, let's go to this: good pupil versus bad pupil. Let's look at the sentences below. Which pupils are good pupils? Which are bad pupils? Now, pupils is not a word that I use. I have a hard time saying it. For me, it's students. So I might switch over to students. Right, so we'll put, if it's a good pupil or a good student, we'll put a plus next to it. If it's a bad one, we'll put a minus. So, Anton, can you read number 1 and tell us whether that is a good student or a bad student and why?
Paul is never late. He always does his homework in time.
And, okay, and what would that be?
It's a good pupil.
A good
But
pupil,
he's-
and why?
Yeah,
And why is he a good pupil?
because he always does his homework on time.
Excellent. Excellent. And we have somebody new here. Is it Lei-Titu?
Oh, my name is Jane.
What is it?
Jane.
Jane. Oh, Jane. Okay, that's easier to say. Hello, Jane. Welcome. So,
Yeah.
and you are from Thailand?
No, I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry for confusing that. Okay, Jane. We have. My name is Holly, and I am from the United States. And we have Anton here, and he is from Russia. Carlos is from Mexico. Leonardo, also from Mexico, and then we have Salvatore from Italy. So, and everyone, this is Jane from Vietnam. So, welcome, Jane.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay, welcome. All right, Carlos, can you read number 2 and tell us if Lydia is a good student or a bad student?
Lydia always pay attention in class. I think she is a good student because is watching what happened in class and I don't know, maybe taking notes in order to improve her knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so she is a good student. All right. Okay, and number 3, Jane, could you read number 3?
Yeah. Number 3. Carla often cheats in his exams. One day he will be in trouble. I think that is a bad student.
Okay, and because he will is all because and why is that, Jane?
Because he's always cheating in his exams.
Okay. All right, and Leonardo, number 4.
Kate always distracts other pupils. They can't concentrate on their work.
Okay, and what kind of student is Kate?
It's bad student.
She is a bad student.
She's bad. She is a bad pupil, or she's bad student.
Okay.
Because she's distracted.
Okay.
Other student.
Oh, okay, excellent. Because she distracts other pupils or distracts other students. Excellent. All right, and number 5, Salvatore, could you read that one?
Mark annoys the teacher because he can't keep quiet during the lesson. He's a bad pupil because the teacher can't teach well during the lesson at other student.
Because the teacher, because he takes too much time. Yeah. All right, number 6, Anton.
Susan studies very hard. I think she'll pass all her exams. Susan is such a good student because she hid the books
Mm-hmm.
and so on and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Number 7, Carlos.
Daniel annoys the teacher because he's so noisy. I think he's a bad pupil because he's always making these sounds and noise and make the teacher lose the concentration, or the other student uh, can concentrate in the class.
Excellent. All right, number 8, Jane.
Yeah. Number 8, Alex never listens to the teacher. She prefers to talk to her friends. Of course, bad student because she not concentrate on the lecture.
Okay. All right, she doesn't. Now, question for you. First of all, real quick, Jane, with this name, actually, we would say "s," so Alice. Alice.
Alex.
Yeah, Alice. Okay, now, question for you. And we'll start with Leonardo. Leonardo, what kind of student were you when you were in school,
Um,
and why?
Give me a second. I think the number 6 because I don't like the school, but I always study very hard.
Okay, so Leonardo studied very hard, so he was is a good student. Okay, Salvatore, how about you? When you were a student, what kind of student were you, and why?
I think I was a student that I was never late, but and when I was in class, but sometimes I thought other things because because happening that I was distracted
Okay,
sometimes.
so you were distracted by other people. So you paid attention in class, but then you got distracted, or you were never late, but then you got distracted by other things. Okay, so you were a good and bad student, right? So
Yes.
depending on the person. Okay, Anton, how about you? What kind of student were you?
Well, in school I was a bad student. I got very bad marks.
Oh, really?
like yeah, like D or E. I was very lazy and I don't want to study. I didn't want to study. But in college, I was a good student. I hid the books.
Studied very hard.
I always pass. I always pass all exams.
Awesome. So when you were younger, you didn't care, but once you got to the point that you were studying subjects for your career, you started to care. So,
Yeah.
right. All right. And Carlos, how about you? What kind of student were you?
I don't know. Maybe I kind of noisy in class, but I always try to make my homework on time and pay attention. But I can stand too much time quiet. If I spend too much time quiet, I got like I don't know the word. I lose control and start to do something like noisier sounds with my
Uh,
pencil or something like that.
uh-huh. If it's too quiet. Okay. All right. And Jane, how about you? What kind
Um,
of student are you or were you?
yeah. Um, I used to be a hardworking student and have
Uh-huh.
like personality,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes I cheat in my exam, but never get into trouble. Maybe that's my lucky.
Ah, okay. I,
Yeah,
it,
but
it, uh-huh.
yeah, but
Go on.
now I but now I don't think I'm a hardworking student anymore. I'm I always on time, but not always pay attention in my class.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sometimes I don't listen to teacher, but not talk to my friend. Just keep silent.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. And so you say, like Salvatore, you had good things and bad things, right? So,
yeah, maybe in the middle.
yeah. So, and I would say good, bad, and then we have mediocre.
Me-
Mediocre.
how to write mediocre?
It's right here. It's right on the top. A mediocre student is a person that gets average marks. They don't get perfect. But they don't get bad. It's just average. And I was a mediocre student. My problem was, and this was the same in university.
Uh-huh.
I get very, very bored if someone lectures at me. And so my problem in school is that I would go to sleep.
Yeah. Have you ever sleep on your university in the class?
Yes, in fact, I there was one class when I was in graduate school that I think that I would sleep in. I would try so hard to stay awake, and I just couldn't. And I would have a big drink to stay awake, and it just didn't work for me. And my friends would laugh, and they would think it was so funny. But I would just go to sleep, and um, because the teacher was just she was a good lecturer. I just don't care for lectures. So um, all right, let's now match the words to form phrases from the sentences above. So, Salvatore, can you start? First of all, we've got cheat, distract, keep, study, do, annoy. Um, Salvatore, can you choose one of these verbs and match it with one of these?
Okay. One moment. Distract other pupils.
Yes, so distract other pupils. Perfect. Other pupils. Okay. And Leonardo.
Okay. Uh, do you homework on time?
Okay, do your homework on time. Yes. Perfect. And Jane.
Annoy the teacher.
Annoy the teacher. That's not possible, is it? Annoy the teacher. Okay, and then Carlos.
Cheat in your exams.
Cheat in your exam. I do a class I've done several times on cheating, and I'm always surprised with how many people say, yes, I cheated in school. So, Salvatore, were you in that class? You may have been. I did a class on cheating once, and everybody was like, oh yeah, did it. So, Salvatore,
Yes.
can you choose one?
Okay. Allora, study for an exam.
Study for an exam, exactly. Okay. And then Leonardo, the last one. Could you read it?
Keep quiet during the class.
Keep quiet during the lesson, yeah, in the class. Awesome. All right. Except the places you can't keep quiet is in language classes because we always make you talk. So, all right, let's use the phrases to tell each other if you were a good or bad pupil at school, like in the example. but we want to use always, never, usually, or sometimes. So, for example, I always fell asleep in class. So, fall asleep.
Oh, that's good.
My sister did too, but she, unlike me, she used to get in trouble for falling asleep. And the reason she got in trouble is that she always got good grades. Her grades were like one of the best in the class, but she was always asleep. And so she got in trouble because she wasn't participating in class. So, all right. Carlos, could you tell us something that you always did or never did or usually did or sometimes did in school?
Yes, I. Just a second. I always study for an exam.
Did you? Okay. And
Yes.
did you usually do well in the exam when you studied?
Not all the time, but I'm trying my best.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you tried your best. All right. Thank you. And Jane, could you tell us something that you always, never, sometimes, usually did?
I used to annoy the teacher.
You used to. Did you usually do it? And how did you annoy the teacher?
Uh, Not annoyed by talking, annoyed by asking, because I have a lot of questions about the lesson, so I ask them a lot, so they I don't know, but maybe they get annoyed about that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably not all the teachers, just some of them. Because I think some teachers love questions.
Yeah,
So.
some, but I don't know, maybe 80-100% when I ask them, they get tired because they don't want to answer. They just want to take the lesson and then go home. So
Yeah.
I just choose pass.
Uh-huh. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Leonardo, how about you? What is something you always, never, sometimes, usually did in school?
Uh, I never stayed quiet, never keep quiet,
I never kept quiet.
quiet during the lesson or inside the class.
Uh-huh. Were you talking to other students or were you talking
Uh, I do another things like draw my book. I don't know. I don't like
uh-huh.
the school.
Okay. Yeah, so did you annoy the teacher because of that? Or were the other teachers other students doing the same?
Yeah.
I taught at a high school once, and I had a student who would sit in the it was a conversation class, and I had about 20 students, and we were speaking English. We were doing a lot of exercises like this, and but they were in chairs, so they moved around a lot. And I had one student who would sit at the desk, and he would draw the most amazing pictures. Whenever I asked him to speak, he would always speak, but he was always drawing and not paying attention as much. And I asked him about it later, and I said, "Do your other teachers get mad at you for always drawing?" And he said, "Yes, I always get in trouble." So, Leonardo, not Leonardo, I'm sorry, Salvatore. How about you?
Could you repeat the question,
Yeah.
teacher?
What of these verbs? What did you either always, never, usually, or sometimes do when you were in
Yeah.
school?
Okay. When I was at school, I used to do sometimes my homework on time.
Oh, okay. So you always did your homework on time. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now let's look at the list of adjectives and say which ones are positives and which ones are negatives. So Carlos, hardworking, is that positive or negative?
I definitely think that it's positive.
Positive, okay. And Jane, clever, positive or negative?
Clever, positive.
Positive. And Leonardo, loud, is that positive or negative?
Negative. Negative.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's both. I used to get in trouble in school for being too quiet. So I'm going to say loud can be a positive thing too. So
Okay.
Salvatore, how about you? Lazy, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, okay. Right, and no, that's the wrong one. Hi, Ken, how are you? So, Ken, is stupid a positive or negative word? Can you speak? Okay, Carlos, is stupid a positive or negative word?
Stupid.
Yeah,
I think it's negative.
negative. Yes. Okay. And Jane, how about polite? Positive
Polite.
or negative?
Negative, of course.
Polite?
Negative. Oh, sorry. Positive. I'm sorry.
Positive. No worries, no worries. Okay, Leonardo, how about creative?
It's positive.
Positive. And then Salvatore, naughty. Do you know that word? Is it positive or negative?
Naughty, I'm not sure what is it. Maybe positive.
It's actually negative. And
Negative.
and naughty, and it's Naught, but we actually pronounce it like this, naughty. So that's
Naughty.
so the T here is kind of a D sound, naughty. But this is a word that you would use. It's a word used with small children to describe negative behavior. And once the child's probably older than 8 or 9, the word is not used. But when they're 3, 4, 5, or 6, especially, you say, "Don't be naughty now. Don't be naughty." So, Ken, are you able to speak now?
Yes, hello.
Hello. So, Ken, could you tell us what kind of student were you?
What kind?
And you can use one of these as an example as what you did. So,
I just ordinary student.
okay, you were an average
How?
student.
Average student.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So, did you
Not.
cheat on your exams, distract other students?
Not so annoying student, I guess.
Okay, you
I just.
didn't annoy anything. You did not annoy the teacher. Okay, awesome. All right. So, which of these words, these adjectives, would you use to describe yourself, Ken?
Creative, I guess.
Creative.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
All right, Carlos. Which of these adjectives would you use to describe yourself?
Myself, I think hardworking and clever.
Hardworking and clever. Awesome. And Jane, which one of these words would you use to describe yourself?
I think creative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Creative. Awesome. Okay, Leonardo. How about you?
I creative. Creative.
Creative. Okay.
Yeah.
Creative. Okay. And then now, Salvatore, what would you use to describe yourself?
I think it was polite and creative.
Polite and creative. Okay. Awesome. All
Maybe,
right.
maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I was I was polite and lazy. That's why I would fall asleep. So, but I guess I was clever too because I got good grades as well. So, All right, let's go look at these education words. Let's match the two halves of each sentence. We've got down here we have attend lectures, fail your exams, get a degree, pass your exams, revise for your exams, and take school leaving exams. Now, revise your exams. In American English, we do not say it this way. In American English, we say study for your exams. That's one of the differences between American and British English. The rest and take school leaving exams. I guess we wouldn't in American English we would say take final exams. But the rest of these up here are the same. So let's go ahead and match these. Number one. Ken, could you do that one?
Okay, when you complete university education, you attend lectures.
Well, when you complete. So
Get
when
a
you
degree. C.
Yeah.
Get a degree.
Yes, you get a degree. Perfect. Excuse me. Carlos, could you do number two?
At the end of the secondary school, you take final exams.
Yeah, and we'll use the British English. We'll take the school leaving exams. Leaving exams. Okay, perfect. Number three, Jane.
Number 3, during university education, you attend lectures.
Perfect. You attend lectures. And Leonardo, number 4.
If you want to do well in the exam, you must revise for your exam or study for your exam.
Perfect. Revise for your exams. And then number 5, Salvatore.
If you want to get a degree or diploma, you must pass your exam.
Perfect. Pass your exams. Okay, and then the last one, number 6, Ken.
If you want to get a degree or diploma, you must.
You mustn't.
You mustn't fail your exams.
Yeah. So I was like, well, how is that different from the one above? So you mustn't fail your exams. Perfect. Okay, question for you. What's the difference between a degree or diploma?
The degree in what?
These words right here. These two words: degree, and diploma. Any idea what that is?
Not really. For me, are basically the same.
Okay.
I think the diploma is the document, and the degree is when you have, for example, the master degree or the university, conclude the university. I think when you pass the other level.
That is absolutely correct in American English. So a degree is a diploma is the document, and the degree is what the document is of. Absolutely in American English. In British English, a diploma is one extra step, and it's say for example, if you get maybe a bachelor's, a BA in English, a Bachelor of Arts. Let's see. This is my understanding. I might be wrong. Bachelor of Arts, in English. You can before you go on to get your master's, you can get your diploma in English, and maybe in English teaching or something like that, and then you can go on and get your master's, Master of Arts. in English. That's what I was told. And so in American English, a diploma is just a piece of paper. But in British English, it is actually a type of certificate that is actually higher than the first university degree. So I was very surprised when I learned that. But like, for example, in when it comes to English teachers teaching, they pass out. There's a certificate in teaching English, and then you have a diploma. And the only way you can have a diploma is if you already have a bachelor's degree. And so it's very different than American English. Just the whole system is different. So, all right, let's talking point here. So let's describe the school you went to. Let's start with Salvatore. Can you tell us about the school you went to?
Okay. I went to a school in high school where I got a diploma. It was a professional school specific to get a job when you finish the school.
Okay, awesome. Leonardo, can you tell us about your school?
I think when in Mexico, when you conclude the school, you need another step, like the obtain your certificate. I prefer when you conclude the school, obtain this grade.
Okay. So in Mexico you finish school, but in order to get the certificate, you have to go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay. And not everybody does, right?
It depends of the university, but
okay.
Sometimes is this method.
Okay. Now, and remember, depends on. This is something I correct everyone on a daily basis. So it depends. So it depends on the university that you attended. Okay. So Jane, could you describe the school you went to?
I'm sorry. Before describe the school I went to, can I ask you questions?
Absolutely.
We use revise for my exam. Can I use revise my exam? We don't use for.
Well, being that I'm not British, I'm going to just tell you what I think, but I'm not completely sure. So, well, you'd have to, ask your check some British English texts. But I believe you can say revise my exams.
Okay.
Okay. And see. Study. You can't. I believe you can. I'm not sure. You need to check. Study for. You would have to always use the preposition though.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good question. All right, Jane. Could you describe the school you went to?
My school I went to. It's not very big. Just a small school, but great. The friendly. The teacher is good. I love my school.
Yeah. Okay. But it's not a very big school. Okay. And Carlos, can you describe the school you went to?
I went to a middle-sized school. It's not too big. It's the second most important university in my state, and it's a technological university. I get my degree as an engineer, and there is I spent almost 4.5 years on the school.
Okay, at the school. I spent 4.5 years at the school. Okay.
At the school.
And all right, and Ken, can you describe the school you went to?
Yeah, my graduate school university in has 3 campuses, and 4 campuses actually. It's a big
Oh.
university, so I experienced 3 campuses, and yeah, and two of them are very old, and one of them are very new. And definitely, new campuses has a lot more better kind of facility. But the problem, all campuses has good access to the subway, but new campuses
Oh.
it's difficult to go. And I went to the American University as an exchange student. It also is a big campus. I've never seen such a big campuses.
What school? What university?
Name? Somewhere in Georgia.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Somewhere in Georgia. Okay.
I mean UGA. So
Okay. No, I don't know that
yeah,
school. Yeah.
that campus is huge. So and traffic access is not good as well because America doesn't have such a good public transportation. Especially maybe New York has a Chicago area has it,
Yeah.
but no, not in Georgia. So
Yeah, not in the big
yes,
city. Only
but
the big cities.
yeah, but it was also new campuses and buildings, so facilities are pretty good.
All right. All right. And I, excuse me, I went to, for undergraduate, which would be for my bachelor's degree, I went to a small college in Oregon. And at the time, pretty much everybody lived on campus. It was a very small school. There's only about 500, like 587, 600 students. And the year, like I said, the year I graduated from that school, they changed from a college to a university, and they started adding a lot of programs. Now, I graduated in 1991, and so 25 years later, the school has 3,000 to 4,000 students, and it also has a lot of satellite campuses. Even here in Idaho, they have some satellite campuses, and they are doing a lot of online education as well. And so they have a lot of students. But the location where I was studying has they have about 3,000 at that school of undergraduate students, and then they have, of course, the graduate programs. So it has. It was a good school at the time, but I'm changed significantly since I was there. And it was at that time it was the university or the college was over 100 years old when I was there. So it was, I think, because of the modern technology, and just all kinds of different choices that they made, they've really changed the school a lot. All right. So it looks like we are out of time. I hope you guys learned some new phrases and so forth that you can use if this topic ever comes up in conversation and when you're speaking English. So everyone have a great, I guess for those of you in Asia, have a good afternoon and evening, and then Salvatore in Italy, have a wonderful day, and those of you guys in Mexico, sleep well when you finally get there. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Very much. Bye.
Bye.